Welcome to Center Heist Productions. It is April 11th, 2024. Please hit the likes and the subscribe down in your right-hand corner. I would muchly appreciate it, and thank you to my supporters. And we're just trying to grow the channel more, so please don't leave before hitting that. It helps the channel to grow, and I muchly appreciate it. Okay, so exactly what we said it would be, a review of the Habs versus the Islanders. Very tight game. Mind you, if you looked at the shots, uh, you wouldn't have thought so. And actually, you would have thought the Habs, in some areas, looked better. Like the better team. Although the Islanders did start to come on from the second period onward and made a game of it. And they wanted the 2 points with playoff implications. However, they made sure that they got a point. They were playing it safe to get into overtime. They got their point with that race being so tight. And they managed to pull out the second one with a couple of miscues. All three players on the ice between Harris, Newhook, and Slav kind of seemed like they were all kind of beaten. But however, the shot should have never got by Montie. He misplayed it. Palmieri's goal. I think he sized it up incorrectly. It was a shot he should have had. So, I wouldn't have minded. I kind of wanted to see them lose in regulation. However, 3-2 was the final score for the Islanders, and much deserved win. Like I said, just didn't like the way it ended off miscues. And this was an odd game. We'll go to the stats, and we'll talk more about it. All right. Now, let's see. Stat-wise, all right. So 3-2 was your final score in overtime. First period, Montreal 1-0 for the Islanders. Second period, 1 for the Islanders. They had tied it up in the third period, 1 apiece. Overtime, the Islanders scored to get to the lead. Varlamov gets the win. Montie got the loss, and Montie played a superb game, so it wasn't other than the third goal. Kind of miscued it. He played a solid game because it could have been more, because we were really outshot in this game. All right, so first start was Palmieri getting the winning goal with a +1, and Polak, excuse me, had 2 assists for a +2. Cole Caulfield, to me, by far was the best forward out there tonight, in my opinion. He played a strong game. First line was good, but I thought Cole had an extra step even on. He was more effective than Suzuki and Slav tonight, I found. I thought he was between. And Yoel had a good game as well. Galley's game was all right. Evans was okay. And so go to the scoring summary. 17:58. Nice to see Jordan Harris get a goal assisted by Caulfield and Suzuki. The shot from the point that got through, and it kind of fluttered in. 5:17. Enville assisted by Palak and Mike Riley of the second period. And then at 3:42, Cole Caulfield scores assisted by Kovacevic and Matheson. And it was kind of a weird goal, a little odd-looking shot. It looked almost harmless. Kind of took some odd bounces. But wait! And that was assisted by, like I said, those Kovacevic and Matheson at 3:42. 6:38. Casey Chikayik is assisted by Adam Palak and Ryan Pollock. And this one here was totally on Struble. Struble had a chance to clear it, missed on his clear, then he couldn't keep up with Chikayis going around the net. He was outskated a couple times anyway, even on this whole sequence. He was outskated. He never could keep up. And it was like a wraparound, and they tied it up. But I found Struble, like I said, that was all on him. He made like 3 mistakes in that sequence. 3 different mistakes. He just was not having a good night. If you watch this game, by far he was the weakest link tonight, and I suppose they're allowed to have their rounds of them. Tonight was definitely Struble's bad night. He was very weak tonight, problematic. I would even say Barons had a mess up early on and almost cost a goal, but he did manage to pull his game together. So he was better than Struble for sure tonight. So weakest link was Struble on defense. Again, this was a lot of penalties, more so against us, and we did well in the penalty kill. That didn't really tell the tale. So shots 31-14, over double, and Montie really did a good job. So I don't know what was wrong with the Habs not getting uh, the shots up in that category. However, their shots seemed to elevate them, that they were a little more dangerous. So it made it seem closer than what the Islanders were. Hits 21-22, very close in that department. Like I said, the Islanders had the shot department as well. Face-offs 27-21 for the Islanders. Montreal never had a power play. 0 for 4 for the Islanders. Great penalty killing for the Habs. They did a great job there. 13 penalty minutes for the Habs, 5 for, or 13, sorry, penalty minutes. That can't be right. It says 13 for the Habs, 5 for the Islanders. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, giveaways 6 for the Habs, 13 for the Islanders. Takeaways 5 for us, 9 for them. Block shots 21-10 for us. So we were back in the leader's chair in that department. Penalty summary: first period, Michael Pezzetta at 6:12 took a 2-minute interference. Second period, Gabriel Page, 5 minutes for fighting Gallagher, and you knew this was coming at 10:15 of the second. This was retribution for the hit that Galley had on Palak the previous game, and it was to me, it was fairly even tilt. Um, really didn't look like all that much. At 12:26, Slapkowski takes a 2-minute penalty for holding. At 19:49, Michael Pezzetta, another penalty from him, 2 minutes for boarding. Kind of a dangerous hit, but thankfully it wasn't a big one. So it was nothing that was going to hurt the guy, but a lot of caused us a little scrum. And then we go into the third period where Kovacevic at 12:44 takes a 2-minute delay of game served by himself, and overtime. That was it. It was very nothing serious. Habs, like I said, came out with a point, but good thing was Ottawa won, so they're ahead of us by 2, which puts us down in 5th, which is great. Again, it was an okay game. You could tell Montreal pushed them, definitely pushed them, but the Islanders needed this more, and they managed to figure out, and they really had a hard way to win this. We almost had to beat ourselves, and we kind of did, because like when that line came off, and you had Newhook, Slap, and Harris, although it wasn't on them, but they were being outmaneuvered in that sequence, and although Montie should have had Palmieri's shot, he mispositioned himself on that shot totally. So I guess he's human too. So good enough. We lost. I would have rather losing in regulation, but it is what it is. Like I said, Struble I wasn't impressed with his game at all tonight, and that's one of his worst ones. He was just always a step or two behind. Couldn't keep up pace, and it's not like the Islanders are a fast team. I mean, you got to like Matthew Barzal, though. He's a class act. whatever he does. Just a great leader. Varlamov had a strong game. But like I say, Monty had a really good, strong game. So even though he let that overtime winner in, was more on him. Even though that line kind of allowed it to get going as well. There was a few miscues. It was like they missed some miscommunication there. But anyway, it was again good game, like tight. At least it wasn't bored. But they need to put way more shots up than that. Again, I thought Pearson had a strong game. Evans was all right. Pinard was so. The effort was there, but at times, just consistency. And Michael Pizzetta just kind of tapered. But again, the weakest link has been and is Josh Anderson. I'm just amazed that this guy can't win board battles with his size. Starts up a lot of trouble in their own end, and he doesn't put his stick down. His stick is usually off the ice surface. How are you going to dig something out, or do you expect it's not going to go by you? Of course it is. So it's common sense stuff that he's making a lot of mistakes. But the effort is on and off. He played good at moments tonight with being some physicality, but then on the defensive side, not good. Galley, like I said, had a good game. But anyway, that's a pretty straightforward game. We're getting close to the end now. Everybody's jockeying. It's going to be whether Pittsburgh, Washington, Detroit, Islanders. I think the Islanders are ahead of them all. So those points were very crucial for them, especially where they got the Rangers coming up. A very tough game, that one there. So anyway, with that being said, it's a lot of jockeying. This could come down to the wire for who gets that last wild card spot. It's quite a dogfight. There's 4 teams tied. So it's just going to be who's got more games in hand. Is capitalization of that, making your games count because you're in it now. So anyway, with that being said, it was an okay. You could tell Slav wasn't too happy. And I think he knew they all on that line kind of misplayed that a bit. However, I don't think they expected Monty to give up that weak goal. But, he kept them in it all game long as well. So to me, he is entitled to have a bloop. Just crucial time. Thank God we're not running for a playoff spot. Anyway, thank you for joining me. We will catch you in the Saturday game. This one I do expect a loss. I would think it's more so going to be a regulation loss because we always seem to. Ottawa has our number. This is one of those teams. We can beat some big teams, but Ottawa, who's at our level, just slightly ahead of us, they have our number. One of those teams that have the number. So expect a loss there. I would project 5-2. That's my projection. It'd be 4-2 or 5-2. Somewhere's in that ballpark. But yeah, the Sens will win that one, and hopefully that'll put them up far enough. Then we'll have Detroit 2 games next week, back on a back-to-back, which I'll be glad to see this over because I'm just looking so forward to see because what's our next step? I expect a big trade at trade deadline with that second first rounder. So I expect a big splash like we've had both years now. But I hope this time it's really made to count. We need some size in here and talent, like real super talent. We need 1 to 2 tops. I'd say 2 top 6 forwards to improve this lineup. So with that being said, thank you for joining me. We're just see it first here at Center Heist Productions. Go Habs, go. We're, this team at least, what I like is they're playing respectable. So that's a good thing right there. All right, thank you for joining me. We'll catch you on the Saturday night game with the Senators, which should be interesting. All right, take care. God bless.